Well, some breaking news coming in. The US military is deploying more fighter aircrafts to the Middle East and extending the deployment of other warplanes, bolstering US military forces in the region as the war between Israel and Iran rages on. According to reports, the deployments include F-16s, F-22, F-35 fighter aircraft as well. Sumit Peer, this is the latest bit of information coming in at this point in time. Like I said, that this cannot just be about Israel attacking Iran at this point in time. A lot of things, a series of events, Sumit, have led to this. I mentioned how MBS also spoke to Donald Trump about Iran, how MBS has been criticizing the regime about its behavior, how they want to be a hegemony in the Middle East and take over Mecca and Medina as well. Now that we are seeing that the American weapons are also being deployed here, will Iran surrender is the big question. Is Iran going to put up a fight? Are there going to be more powers like Russia and China that are going to step in? We just saw at the G7 that Zelensky has been given more than $1 billion. Is that going to in fact advance the cause that Russia has been waging since 2022? Is this going to get more complicated, Sumit?
First of all, beautiful question. I think your grip of the thing is fantastic. I must compliment you on that, Vineet, because
Thank you,
look,
Sumit.
you have kind of put everything in together, which is very logical, Vineet. The first thing is, look, there's an interview of MBS on record to international news agency. I think it's an American media house, wherein he says Khamenei is the Hitler of the Middle East, quote unquote, Hitler. He believes in expansion. He believes in expanding his hegemony. So that is the point what MBS is on record saying. Point number two, go back 10 days in time. Patriot missiles deployed outside big mosque of Mecca. MBS talked about it. The Saudis have taken out the pictures and given it out. Patriot missile batteries protecting Mecca from whom? Israel? No. From the Houthi missiles. Is it untrue that Houthis have tried to bomb Makkah and the missiles have been intercepted? Yes. So if your MBS is coming out and Saudis are telling you we're keeping these American missile batteries to protect the holy city of Makkah and to protect 1.5 million Muslims who will come for Hajj or Ziyarat here, and we have threat not from Israel, we're not threat from America, we're threat from Houthis who might possibly launch missiles on the behest of Iran. That is the reality. Aren't Patriot missile batteries deployed there? They are. The pictures are out there. Anybody can go and check them. So this is the reality. Look, the people of Iran are beautiful. You go to 1972, they would see, modern day Iran. And today, from literally from bikini to burqa, they have pulled, the mullah regime has pulled. The people of Iran are tied with this regime, tried with this regime. They have dismantled Iran. They have dismantled the cultural ethos of Iran. And what is left of this regime is only these rabid Molvis who are only talking of killing, eliminating, and killing or whatever. Look, there are people like China and Russia. There was a lot of Russian air defense which got dismantled. China is trying to help them, but from the backyards, I don't think Russia and China are going to come in direct, because I believe there's an arrangement between Putin and Trump. Look, the arrangement is very simple. Whatever Russia does in Ukraine, Trump is not commenting. Americans are not commenting. Even Americans had diverted those anti-Shahid drone, missile systems, 20,000 of them to Middle East. When you ask Pete Hegseth what happened, he said, I believe I need them more in Middle East. And that was committed by Joe Biden to Zelensky. Zelensky was growing crazy. Even every night, 500 drones are fired at Kyiv and they don't know what to do. But Zelensky gate crashed into G7 and he's the best salesman in the world. He went away with $1.2 billion of aid. So even those power games are happening where you want to still settle your old scores with Russia. But on the contrary here, Russia will not intervene here and America will not intervene here. The message is very clear. Fardo has to go. Because Fardo is just to make the bomb. There is no other utility of Fardo. Look at the structure. Look at the architecture of Fardo. There's no other thing. What is 408 kilos of enriched uranium doing? It is not used for peaceful purposes. And when you have clearly stated, I want to wipe out the Zionist regime. Even 4 days back, I want to wipe out Zionist regime. What does it mean? If you look at the attacks at Bethlehem, if you look at the attacks at Tel Aviv, you have targeted residential complexes. Israel targets your military. You targeted residential complexes. That is, that was how you've been attacking. You never targeted the military. You're targeting residential complexes. And what is going to happen about that? Look, everything has to come to a limit. If the regime change has to happen, it has to happen. If things have to change, it has to change. Look, when this attack happened, their 20 top generals are gone, including IRGC head, including the head of Iranian army, gone. And then you have 20 ace nuclear scientists gone. and you have Tehran police chief gone, you have all the people gone. If you tell me how it is done, Israel has decapitated their chain of command. There is a short circuit of the military brain of Iran. There's no military brain. They are kind of firing a missile from here, firing a missile from there. And if Iran has 1 or 2 million missiles, which they claim, which the big Molana claims, why he has only fired 350 so far? What is he going to go do the balance 99% of the missiles if still has them intact? The reality is 70% of his missile arsenal is destroyed. He never had those missiles. It was all the posturing. It was all the posturing to threaten the people and to threaten the world. Vineet, 13th attack happened. Let me take you 3 days back. Just give me a minute. 3 days back. Third day to the attack. Agrachi says will not let IEA enter here. We'll be walking out of NPT. Historical documented fact. Second day. General Hussein Salami, who's no more.
Thought, just hold on to that thought, Sumit. I have to take a breaking news in. I would want your comments on that as well. A US lawmaker has introduced a bill to limit Trump's